This is a very good laptop that is very capable of AAA gaming at high settings. It was packaged well with seals to prevent any kind of tampering during shipping. Included was a very basic, but free neoprene sleeve for the laptop. There are no straps or pouches, but it is soft and will protect the laptop during travel better than if it were left exposed, but I would still suggest getting a carrying case or a backpack if you do plan on being portable with this. Also included was an HDD upgrade cable and screws in case you want to add your own 2.5 drive to the empty bay on the motherboard. The 1080p 3ms 144Hz IPS display looks great and also has great viewing angles. If you've never used a 144Hz panel before, you can never go back to 60GHz monitors for gaming again. 144Hz ruined my last gaming laptop because the difference is extremely noticeable. In general, it feels smoother when you move in games, compared to 60Hz panels. The webcam is passable at 720p. It's fine for chatting with friends or Zoom meetings but not recommended for anything beyond that. It also cannot work with Windows Hello. The 10th Gen Intel i7-10750H6 Core 2. 6 GHz base clock speed processor is very efficient, powerful, and has decent integrated graphics, which the laptop will prefer to use when you aren't playing games or doing any kind of intensive work that would require more GPU power. There's a lot of value in this laptop given that this CPU alone is sold for $400 and the laptop also has an RTX 2066GB. The RTX is the newest architecture that has the ability to do ray tracing. If you don't know what that is, it's realistic lighting effects that developers are putting into games now, but you need a card that has the ability to process it or you can't take advantage of the feature. The RTX 2060 GPU is very capable. My average FPS with very high settings on Assassin's Creed Odyssey was 70. In GTA 5 on high settings, it was 115. Interestingly, this laptop has a button called Turbo. Now, there's no overt explanation for what it does when you take the laptop out of the box and don't read the manual, but it essentially overclocks the GPU for you and kicks the fans into hyperdrive to compensate for the extra heat involved with overclocking it. In terms of performance, on the 2 games I tested the FPS on, it gave me an average of a 10 FPS increase. It is noisy though when the fans are on full blast. I have to give credit to the fans which Acer advertises as 4th Gen AeroBlade 3D technology and the thermal management of this design because even when the CPU and GPU are being stressed, the laptop stays at a reasonable temperature, and by that I mean you can game with it on your laptop while sit. Aside from the turbo button, there's also a predator button on the keyboard. Pressing this opens an application that shows you the current temperatures of CPU/GPU and even ambient temperature inside the laptop itself overall. You can customize your lighting profile here, overclock your GPU with 3 speeds, normal, fast, extreme, and you can set your fan speeds to a custom setting or leave it on automatic. Because Acer has this application that controls these settings from OS, the UEFI BIOS is pretty sparse. You can't customize voltages or do any kind of manual overclocking, but since the application does all that for you, and many gamers don't overclock their system because they think it might be too complicated or risky, this makes it easy to do so with a simple click of the turbo button or drop-down knee. Click link in description for more reviews.